Hi everyone, this is the Legendary. I'm back again with more. This time I'm going to be doing another Beyblade Burst review. This is going to be for the GT customized set or Gatinko customized set. Yeah, it's really kind of hard to see the box and everything because my setup isn't really meant for big boxes. But as you can tell, the set comes with Erased Fafnir, Cosmic Dragon, Prime Apocalypse, and Royal Genesis. Now, Hasbro did make these, but I actually did skip out on Prime Apocalypse because of the whole, because of it being tied to a set and the set being bad in terms of the arena itself. So, that's why I'm glad to review this. You may have already seen some battle videos already for some of the Beyblades, but I still want to do a review on this so that you could properly understand what comes in the set, especially since it's so expensive. Comes with the defense, attack, balance, and stamina type. It also includes right and left spin Beyblades, part of the burst system, and good Chinko system. Or a good Tinko, whichever one you want to call it. Because Gachi was kind of an odd time for Beyblade, and Sparking was odd too, don't worry. But the number, if you're curious, it is B153. And you can tell Beyblade and Takara are just kind of plastered all over the box. And it is an open box too, because I did open it. Yeah. I will go over these parts separately, but I still wanted to show off the box a little bit so you could kind of see what's in there. The one thing I didn't prepare for this review though is the little tool for Genesis, but I don't think I need it. So for the two Beyblades that are actually in the anime, you have the owner, which is Arthur. Yeah, the Prime Apocalypse's owner is Arthur, and then you have Gwen, or Gwen, which I want to call him, and he is the owner of Regalia Genesis. Did I call it Royal Genesis? Wow. Yeah, Royal Genesis is the Hasbro name, and Regalia is the actual Takara name. Anyway, let's get on to the review. So, the first Beyblade I chose is Cosmic Dragon. So Cosmic Dragon is actually a really interesting Beyblade because the Cosmic Layer base was actually exclusive to a random booster at first. A random booster prize Beyblade. So it's really good to just have this in a little bit more accessible way than to just spend possibly $100 and, you know, never get the Cosmic Layer base. By the way, I still like it. And then it comes with another Dragon chip, which is always good because, yeah, Dragon, the main character of this series, this season. And then you have the layer weight, I think it's called Retsu, if I am not mistaken. Then there are the teeth. Should be a little worn because I have used it a bit, but nothing too crazy. And yeah, it's not sure what type this is. I won't go over the types, but you can just tell this Beyblade is most likely meant for stamina. This is probably one of the more hyped parts of the set, for me at least, because I never had this part before. If you're wondering, this part is called Vanguard, and it originally came out on Venom and Erased Diabolos for Takara. For Hasbro, it came out on Command Dragon for the very first time under Pro Series. So, yeah, it's really interesting. So it's basically like the armed disc, but better. I really like the design of it because even though it does make it a little bit more easier to scrape, it's still a really unique design and it has a whole bunch of metal and weight to it. Okay, so here's the driver. The driver is called Revolve, and Not really much to say about it because Revolve is a part that's been around since the first season, but it's really good for stamina and life after death / LAD. So I think it's kind of nice to have still, even if you are kind of new to Beyblade and only got this set. Okay, next Beyblade is Erase Fafnir. So Erase Fafnir comes with the 10 weight, I think. It is called the 10 weight. And I really love the colors for it. It looks like it's a fire type Beyblade. The only problem is that the teeth, performance wise, really isn't that good. I like the Beyblade and everything, but just performance wise, it does horrible. But yeah, it looks like it would be a nice little thing to just kind of display and nothing else. Here's the disc. The disc is called the Sting disc, and the gimmick for it is basically like Guy Valkyrie / Genesis Valtrak, where you basically have a bound gimmick. There's a spring inside, and whenever it's kind of pushed a little bit, the spring will kind of move, and it's supposed to kind of bounce back. It's really gimmicky, and you can never tell if it works or not, but I still feel like it's nice that they tried to make a gimmick that kind of seems like it will work every battle. The driver is probably one of my most favorite drivers gimmick-wise, and it's called Trick. So this driver is actually really weird, to say the least. So it's kind of like it's a balance type driver, but it switches between attack, stamina, and defense modes during battle. So it's like, this would probably be like defense mode. This is attack. Then you go down for the more sharp tip, and that would be like stamina. And yeah, it's just a balanced driver, and then the only real way for it to change modes is if this part that I'm pointing to, actually hits the arena and makes the spinning wheel turn. So yeah, it's really gimmicky, but I feel like it's a really fun driver because of that. It is Prime Apocalypse. So Prime Apocalypse originally came in the set, of course, and I don't think it's ever gotten a recolor yet. I tried to put on stickers. I think I did a good job, but yeah, it looks amazing, to be honest. I really like the sword design. It reminds me of Excalibur, and yeah, they also put some metal on it, which gave it some weight. And it's probably one of the best attack type layers to date. It's probably a little bit outclassed now that Dynamite Ballads come out, but in terms of right spin attack, this thing is crazy. So here's the disc and frame combination. It is 0 for the disc, and the frame is dagger. So if you didn't know, the dagger frame was actually supposed to be used for Buster Excalibur, but I never actually had the chance to buy that set that was supposed to be used for it. So now I finally have a dagger frame to use for my Excalibur. But beyond that, I just feel like this is pretty good because the dagger frame seems to be pretty rare from what I could tell. The driver is called Ultimate Reboot Dash. The reason why it's called Ultimate Reboot Dash is because the regular reboot gimmick was basically like Final Drive from Metal Fight, where it starts off with a semi-flat tip, and then when the Beyblade slows down, you'll end up with a rubber flat tip. But the whole reason why it's a dash is because it has a gold spring in it, and that makes it higher. So it's really hard to burst, even with the whole infinite lock system thing, which I'll get into later. Here's the final Beyblade to look at. This is Regalia Genesis. Yeah, I finally got the name right. And this is a layer for it. It's really interesting. So you do have the same metal as Prime Apocalypse and everything, but the difference between this and Prime Apocalypse is that basically it has two of these contact points. These are basically its weak points. So whenever it's in battle, these weak points are actually used to make the Beyblade burst. And we'll get into the infinite lock system thing in a bit, but yeah, those slopes. Pretty nice slopes to be honest, but yeah, not really much to say about it. And here is the driver. This is the electric driver. I think this is the first electric driver that we've ever gotten, and they only made one more after this, so it's pretty much one of the only two that ever came out. Okay, so this electric driver is called Hybrid, and the other one is called Ignition. So we'll compare it to whenever I get the other Beyblade that has it. But I really like the design for it. It looks amazing, especially since it's so kind of based around it being electric and everything. It does light up too, so I'll show that off too. Cosmic Dragon. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard that, but yeah, these clicks are actually kind of strong. The only problem is that it's really round, and whenever a Beyblade is really round, it kind of bursts easy for that reason. Then here is Erase Fafnir. I like the fact that they tried to make it look good, but the teeth could be a little bit stronger. But then again, I think Fafnir from GT was actually known for having really weak teeth, so kinda not surprised. Now let's talk about the infinite lock system. So the infinite lock system is basically this. So instead of having teeth like the other Beyblades do, they have slopes, which you can see there's no teeth. And the way it works is that when it's like this in the middle, you have to actually put on the parts like a regular Beyblade and then twist it until, well, you just twist and then it just won't work. Now, you might wonder how to put this Beyblade together. Well, what I have to do is actually hold the weak point down. So this is the weak point, and then you kind of press it in. Now when you twist it, it locks in. Then now, you can twist as much as you want to, won't burst, twist it the other way, won't burst. Now, you might wonder, what happens if I wanted to burst or take it apart or customize it in some way? Well, you actually can do that. You just have to go to here. This isn't just a marker where the launcher goes in. This is also a marker for where the Beyblades normally burst. So if you go to here, as you can see, the weak point kind of retracted in a little bit. You hold down the weak point, then boom, it bursts. So yeah, this is the only weak point to it, and for Prime Apocalypse, and you're supposed to actually have it like this when we put it onto the launcher, where you can't see the disc at all. But yeah, it's really interesting the way they did the infinite lock system. And I can't really say if the slopes are good or bad, because the infinite lock system does exist, so yeah. I'll basically show the same thing off for Genesis though. Okay, now into Royal Genesis. Regalia Genesis. Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. These names are all over the place. But yeah, for Genesis, it's basically the same thing. You twist it, and since it's put together, it'll never burst, no matter what. Now, this actually has two weak points. So I have to hold down both, and then it bursts. But there actually is something I do want to talk about, and that is the electric driver. So for the electric driver, what you have to do is look at this. So this actually tells you the direction that your Beyblade is supposed to be in. So if it's over here, it's right spin. It's gonna rotate right, which is where the Beyblade is supposed to be rotating. Then when we switch it, it should go to left. It does go to left, so that's for the left spin Beyblades. So basically this driver will kind of just run by itself during the battle and kind of it'll kind of mess with your spin a little bit, but it just makes the battle a little bit more unpredictable. And that's all it really is, to be honest. Why do you need the tool? Well, I'm not sure if you noticed, but it's kind of deep. They made the switch kind of deep, so you really do need fingernails or some kind of tool to just switch it. And over here too, they also made it kind of deep, so yeah, that's why they had the tool. But this is actually the on and off switch. So it's off right now. Not sure if you can read that, but it says off. Yeah, it's off right now, and then this is the on button. Now it's on. Easy. I'm just going to turn it off. And now we're going to do some test battles. So we're going to start off with Genesis versus Dragon. This will be just one battle per, every matchup. So yeah, this is just to see this is just to show you how the Beyblades perform. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Wow. That battle ended quickly. Dragon is halfway bursting. It's going to be Genesis versus Fafnir. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Okay, yeah, I think that was actually a good test of Genesis' power, just to show you what it acts like, especially now because it's acting kind of weird. Yeah, be aware though. Some people have said that they were able to break theirs, and I don't even know how. I'm not even gonna question it, but yeah, these Beyblades, the ones with the electric drivers, they seem to go pretty crazy. Next battle, Prime Apocalypse versus Genesis. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Prime Apocalypse is really strong, so this could be a really crazy battle. No, Genesis already won. I'm just tell you that Genesis already won. Whoa. Okay, Genesis takes that round. Let's spin finish. Next battle, Apocalypse versus Fafnir. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Oh wow. Yeah, I said that Fafnir was bad. I have no idea how it won, to be honest. Next battle, Dragon versus Apocalypse. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Let's see, Apocalypse going to his... Yeah, Ultimate Reboot activated. I tried to not launch too hard, but I think Apocalypse probably lost this. Yeah, Apocalypse lost. The only problem with Prime Apocalypse is that you need to launch pretty hard, and you have to make sure that it's able to actually just go crazy in the arena. Because if you try to limit your launches, it'll just die. Cosmic Dragon versus Erase Fafnir. Apparently these two Beyblades are the strongest of the bunch, so let's see. 3, 2, 1, let it rip! By the way, I say apparently because in my own time, I actually did do a lot of battles and these two were the weakest. Okay, Dragon actually won that. Interesting. But yeah, so many variables come into play with these Beyblades. Just, I don't just mean Apocalypse and Genesis, I mean all of them. Like all of them for the whole set. So, what do I think about the set in general? Well, the price is kind of high, but if you put the price aside, like the price online and everything aside, I feel like this set is really great. By great, I mean one of the better sets to ever come out for Takara Tomy. Because you get infinite launch system Beyblades, which aren't just fun to play with. You also have the option to make a really unbalanced Beyblade, or just a Beyblade that can almost never burst no matter what you do. And then you also have an option of having an electric driver on the left spin Beyblade, which is kind of crazy. Let's say you actually put this driver on Fafnir, and then you just have it spin still for, I don't know, 5 hours straight. The possibilities are endless. So yeah, and then you have really unique parts, like you have a red sting, then you got Trick, which is good. Well, Trick isn't exactly good, but it's fun. Then you have Vanguard, which is not the best, but it's still kind of fun to have. Overall, I feel like this set is good for people that are collectors and are hardcore fans, but even if you're looking at the competitive side, it's also really good too. I basically recommend it for everyone, but the problem is the price. Not just the price, and also the ease of access. So the only way to really access this is online, and you have to buy it from some kind of online store like eBay or something, and you can actually end up with a fake. I originally ended up with a fake, but because I have people to support me, like my parents, that were actually able to get the real one, that was the only way for me to actually get the real one and show you this. That just shows you that this set is good, but there's some risk to it. But either way, I still feel like if you do have this set, or if you're able to get this set somehow, I feel like it's really worth it, and it's just something great to have. So, like if you want, share if you want, and subscribe to become a legend in the making. See you next time, bye, and we are proven to be legendary. Stay legendary.